So I get this question a lot, so I thought I'd bring it to y'all. Should men be helping out with 50% of the chores around the house? Should men be helping out with 50% of the chores around the house? Now, there are a couple factors. We could get into every single factor, but that would be too many. So let's just get into a couple factors. Now, we're just talking about men helping out around the house by themselves. So, number one, if he has a job that requires him to be there for a long time. Let's just say he works 8 to 9 hours and then his commute is 30 to 45 minutes, right? So 30 to 45 minutes, that might be an hour and a half total. And then we talking 8.5 hours at work. That's like 10 hours out of his day. He got to sleep 8 of those. He's only has 6 left. That has nothing to do with running the kids around, doing their practices, if he coaches, if he has a gym that he goes to, if he has to help his mom out, anything else that he has to do. And that's not including relaxed time if he's in class trying to pursue some type of degree, if he has a side job or side business or anything like that, right? He may not have the time. He may not have the time. And I know, ladies, you're going to say, well, Mark, he needs to make time, right? I'm not telling you that he can't make time, but if you have a busy man who's busy doing man things that are positive, sweetheart, I do not know that the argument, right, the debate, the constant tension is worth it over some things that you can get done yourself. Now, if some stuff you can't get done, I get it. But if it's some stuff you can, and it just is sometimes a little overwhelming, that will sometimes cause a divide in your relationship, right? Also, let's take into account the guys that have yard work to do and that have the outside of the house to take care of. Some of y'all live in an apartment or a townhouse, right? 2-bedroom townhouse, 2.5 baths. Y'all really shouldn't be complaining about chores. We're talking about people with single family homes. They got 4 and 5 bedrooms, a garage, an attic, a full basement. That's a lot of space. That's a lot of square footage, right? But think about this, ladies. Do you want him to be outside taking care of stuff? Because I don't hear a lot of y'all talking about you go half on the yard work. So if that man is supposed to be outside dealing with a lot of the yard work, cutting grass, raking leaves, making sure the trees is cool. Some of y'all got some big backyards. Remember, sis, you wanted all that backyard? Well, that takes a lot of time and energy. And depending on where you live, depending on the climate, that might be a year-round job. If it's in the Northeast, it's a little different. If you live out west, sis, he got to do yard work all year, right? So that's a lot. And then we're talking about the upkeep of the outside of the house, the siding, the roof, the shed, stuff in the garage. That's a lot. That's not including the stuff going on with your cars. If you have a good man, he's taking care of a lot of those things. So then does he then have to allocate time towards the things that are inside the house as well? So we have to take that in consideration, ladies. Does he have a lot of outside work and outside projects that he has to deal with? A lot of y'all got pools. He got to clean the pool. What's he supposed to do? He does work. Most of y'all that's talking this, he works. Now, number 3. What are his responsibilities with the children? What are his responsibilities with your children? Because again, a lot of y'all want him to go 50-50 on that or even more than that. Because a lot of dads look at it, I got 2 boys, bro. That's my responsibility to get them to soccer, to karate, to wrestling, to basketball. I'll do that. He takes that off your plate. But because he's been doing it since they were young, you don't look at it as something that's on your plate. But sweetheart, trust me, there are a lot of moms who got to do that by themselves. So if he does that, that's time consuming. That is time away from the house. How's he supposed to do half of the housework? I know both of y'all work full time, but we all know those kids' activities take up a lot of time and energy. They just do. So if we're talking about going half on stuff around the house, if that man is doing 50 to 75 to 100% of the sports and activities with the kids, man, that's taking up a lot of his time and energy. He has to be dad. It's hard to clean the house and do laundry when he's being dad, okay? Now, there's going to be a lot of you that say, Mark, I work too. What about the fact that I work too? You do, honey. I understand that. No matter who you're with, though, no matter what country you're in, no matter if you work or not, no matter what your financial status is, sweetheart, you're most likely going to take care of your home. I'm sure you saw your mom and your grandmom take care of your home. That doesn't mean that nobody else helped. It does not mean that. But the primary responsibility was on these women. And a lot of times that was because that man had a more grueling job, or he was the only one that worked in the household. That's not how we live right now. Most of us work. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he don't work and he ain't clean up the crib, you got a bum ass nigga and you need to get rid of him. But that's normally not what we're talking about. So we understand that you work. We're not taking anything away from your job. But as we talk to the same men that we're talking to right now, guys like myself, we're going to talk to him about taking things off your plate that you shouldn't have to be responsible for if he can do it. A lot of those things are not cleaning in the house. And ladies, let's just be honest. Do you really want him doing the dishes? Do you want him doing the cooking? Do you want him doing the laundry? That's probably not his strong suit. So we have to, I'm not saying give him a pass, but sweetheart, we gotta understand his lifestyle. Because if he has a busy, grueling job, a lot of things to take care of on your property or outside of your house, and or a lot of responsibilities with the children, it may be hard for him to do the same amount of things around the house. That does not mean he shouldn't help at all, but let's just please consider everything else that he has going on. I don't want you guys breaking up over things like chores, because although it's something that's not gonna stop, sweetheart, if he leave today, you gonna have chores in your house and he's gonna have them in his.